What's up, everybody? This is Theo Gremminger, aka the OG Fantasy, and I'm here to give you not one, not two, but three running backs. Draft these three running backs, and they're going to help you win your league in 2023. The best thing about these guys is you don't need to use a first-round pick. I'm giving you running backs that you're going to be able to get from round 5 on. All of these guys have a chance to smash. All of them have a path to really supercharge your build. You can go 0 RB and start with one of these guys. You can go hero RB and supercharge your team with one of these guys as your RB2. Any way you cut it, these guys are going to score fantasy points. They're going to get a lot of volume, and they all have high upsides. My favorite running back to draft right now in terms of ADP is Cam Akers.
Leaning to the goal line, touchdown, Cam Akers.
Cam Akers is a guy that you can get right now in the 5th round of FFPC. He's very affordable on Underdog as well. You're talking about a guy who's 24 years old. This is a former 2nd round draft pick. He's had injury problems throughout his career, but guess what? Cam Akers is healthy. Last year he came back and he finished the year on an absolute tear. He had 147 yards rushing, 133 yards rushing, 128 yards rushing, and 100 yards rushing his last 4 games of the season. He was absolutely dynamite to close out the year.
Sweet.
There was rumors that the Rams were going to go add a running back this offseason to challenge Cam Akers. They didn't add anybody. His competition right now is Kyron Williams and Zach Evans.
Call me Zach.
2 running backs who you can paint a picture for those guys. But you're talking about guys who were drafted in the 6th and 7th round versus Cam Akers, a guy who's proved it on the field. This is a guy that last year was rumored to be traded or cut from Los Angeles. Not only did he survive, but he thrived. We have seen running backs have success under Sean McVay. Last year was a disappointing year for the Rams. This year they're looking to turn it around. Cooper Kupp is the man in LA, unquestioned, but they need a second fiddle. That player is going to be Cam Akers. Bet on Cam Akers. I would take him as high as the early 5th round right now. Once in a while, you can get him in the early 6th round. He's a fantastic value. My second value running back is James Conner. I want to draft James Conner a ton right now. The market hates Arizona. They hate him.
Let the hate flow through you.
The Arizona Cardinals right now have the lowest win total on the board in Vegas in the entire NFL. But James Conner is certainly not a problem. Do I think he would do better with a better quarterback? Sure. We'd love to see Kyler Murray back. But I don't think whether it's Jeff Driscoll, whether it's Clayton Tune, whether it's Colt McCoy, whether it's some, really low-level starter, I don't think that totally hurts James Conner, because James Conner is going to live off of volume. There's a chance that over the course of the first month of the NFL, James Conner has more touches than any running back. This is a guy that's not going to leave the field. He ended the year much like Akers. He crushed it to end the year. James Conner from week 9 through week 17 was no lower than RB19. That's his floor last year. Last year, he had the 2nd most receptions in his entire career, and he did that in only 13 games played. His running back points per game finishes, they kind of speak for themselves. 9th, 7th, 25th, 16th, and 7th. That's how he's been the last 5 years in terms of points per game. When James Conner is on an NFL field, he is in your fantasy lineup and he is helping you out. This year is going to be no different. Right now, James Conner is being drafted as running back 27 in the FFPC. This could legitimately be about 10 spots too low. I think you're getting a big discount because people are scared to draft Arizona Cardinals. And he's just become sort of a guy that people are unexcited to draft. Unexcited doesn't mean it can't help us win fantasy games. James Conner will help your team win. If you want to start with a running back in the 1st round and then wait and add wide receivers, maybe a quality quarterback or a quality tight end, you can do that. And you can have James Conner be your RB2, or if you want to really push the chips in and build a true 0 RB team, James Conner is a player you can prioritize in the 6th round with a 0 RB start. James Conner, I think, has an opportunity to be a back-end RB1 despite his RB27 price. Now, my last player is a guy that had the least amount of production last year compared to the previous two guys I talked about, but it's James Cook. James Cook is in one of the NFL's best offenses. The Bills went out and got Damian Harris this offseason. Damian Harris is a guy who we've seen put up a number of rushing touchdowns in his career. He's been an effective running back, but there's one thing that Damian Harris does not do, and that is catch the football. James Cook was a second-round draft pick last year, and he had 525 rushing yards. He wasn't completely invisible, but a little bit disappointing. He did have 5.8 yards per carry. He actually led the NFL in breakaway run rate with 12.1%. He is a home run threat. The path for James Cook is not only the rushing, which I certainly think he could double his rushing production from last year if he gets the playing time. More likely than not, he's going to be a two-way threat. And I think that's his path to becoming an RB2 this season. Devin Singletary is now a Houston Texan. Devin Singletary had at least 50 targets for 3 straight seasons. I'll say it again. Devin Singletary had at least 50 targets for 3 straight seasons. All James Cook needs to do is absorb those targets to go with a higher rushing share and a higher snap share. And I think with his big playability, in the quality of the offense that he is in, with the draft capital he has, I think James Cook has a path to finish inside running back 2 land, and I think he's going to do it pretty comfortably. Right now, you can get him as running back 30. He is a great way to build off of your hero RB start, or if you want to wait on running back, again, he's a guy that gives you flexibility to do whatever you want. And if you have taken 2 running backs, consider taking James Cook as your RB3. Anyway, Theo Gremminger here. Hope you crush it this year in your leagues. Stick with us at Player Profiler all summer long. We're bringing you some of the best videos out there in fantasy football, and we're going to help you win your league.